I've got my 70% isopropyl alcohol. I don't know where it's centered. That probably right there. All right, so I'm going to just mix that and my iodide poly, the yellow, and try to cover all those white spots. I had originally intended to leave some of the white spots when I thought it was gonna just kind of be these colors streaky through the white, but I think I just put way too much of the iodide poly the first time, so there's no going back on this part, but I can go back and turn these yellow, and then it might look like that's what I intended from the start. But again, this is one of my throwers, so even if I absolutely screw it up right now, I'm not really losing anything. I'm still gonna throw the disc. So, all right. I don't know, I probably should have done some research before this on any of the number of websites where they do dyeing and tell you how to dye and tell you how not to screw it up, and those are great, but I just kind of went for it. So I'm not sure exactly what the proportions are supposed to be. I'm just gonna put, I don't know, I would say that's probably 3 ounces, 3.5 ounces of alcohol. And let me get a spoon first. All right. Like I said, a little preparation goes a long way. If I had prepared a little more for this video, I would have had all this stuff. So I'm just gonna add some, yeah, all right, I guess I've committed to that. I'm just gonna add it, swirl it, and see what happens. It's kind of clumping up. Maybe if I smash the clumps a little bit. All right. Whew. Don't stick your head right over it. All right. Well, I still have some clumped in the bottom. Because this stuff dissolves great in water. Maybe if I dilute the alcohol a little bit with water. I mean, the alcohol is getting yellow. Ooh. Check that out. So the mixture is a little more yellow, but there's so much. There we go. Just gonna say that there's so much of that mix. Maybe scooping wasn't the thing. Maybe sprinkling it is the way to go with this stuff. Maybe make it darker a little bit. Maybe if I add a little water. Pretty sure this iodide stuff dissolves pretty well in water. I mean, I've done it before. But in all fairness, I guess with those, I was using black and blue. So it turned the water dark immediately. So there could have been some places in the bottom that I didn't some chunks in the bottom that didn't get mixed in on that last batch. What was I doing for that? Oh, that Suspect, the blue and gray one. If you haven't watched that video, I did the shaving cream bed with a dropper, and then I swirled it. I have a video of how I did that one on the channel. But with this yellow, it's not really, maybe I need to let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and stir it again and see what happens. So I said I was gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. It ended up being a lot longer than that. But I started just brushing it on like this, and just kind of little by little, I could tell it was getting darker. So I'm just brushing on my mixture. And then when it gets thick enough where the liquid starts running off the side of the disc, then I wipe it off and start over again. And it's just kind of getting darker and darker every time. So I'm just gonna keep doing this until those spots get to the shade that I want them to be. All right, so in retrospect, I probably should have done it differently. It wasn't super effective with this brushing method. Again, maybe there's something that I'm missing, but I think maybe if I had just, if I would have poured the mixture into the ultimate disc and then just set the rock inside the ultimate disc upside down, that might have given me a more pronounced yellow than what I got doing it this way, but that's okay. You know, again, I was just kind of curious about what to do, how to do it, and what would happen if I did it this way. So I'm overall pretty happy with it. Okay, so I stopped there. I may end up coming back and doing a couple more layers. All right, so this is what I ended up with. Got these parts a lot more yellow, not quite as dark as this, but really close. And I kind of don't want to lose those irregular patterns. If I'm making it too dark, I like that they stand out from this and this and this as different. So, and you know, I can always come back and put more dye on it if I decide I want them to be darker. But so that's the finished product.